Hello, you guys. I don't know how to call you guys. I don't really care. Anyways, hello, folks. As you can see over there, we got. Come on, listen this to me. We got a HEDGE intro screen that I made for simple Sonic Worlds, and I finally fixed the little O problem, where the logo itself. Sonic World's logo wasn't really Sonic World's, it was Sonic WORLOS, but now it's an actual D. There we go. Let's see what we can do about this. There we go. So, still making you guys hear everything, how everything's working and everything. Let's see, did I leave anything open? No, not really. So yeah. Ooh. And now we got Classic Sonic X in the character select as well. We start. I know this is a little bit loud, so don't worry about that. Hold on. Ah, it's too loud. Alright. If you press Ctrl S on any Sonic Worlds games, usually the audio is disabled. Usually. All noises intensifies, yeah, pretty much. I forgot to fix a couple of glitches though, but for the most part, things are working. Alright, so what is the plan today? The plan today is to continue the level design from the previous stage, make one little gimmick, and then go over the boss example in Not So Simple Worlds. And that'll be it for this tutorial series. This could be the final part, and yeah, I know it says Amy. Let me fix that though. Right, so remember your version of Worlds, right? We're gonna be changing this to 0.3 because you always need to keep things differently. Because since you're gonna be making a change here on Not So Ring Zone, it's gonna be 0.2 because 1.2 because it's a different version. So because we haven't made a change to it, so we're gonna go where that is. I don't know where that is exactly. I think this. I don't. There are certain things in Words which I don't really remember where they are because I usually tend to make my own custom things, like my own custom level and actions and whatnot. So I don't tend to do that very often. We could use this to search if you know what object that is. What's the player name object? I'm gonna fix that. You know, at the end of it. Should be one of those, right? Oh, the probably here. Okay, common object, stage clear. Okay. So common objects, stage clear. So okay, object management, common object, stage clear. I think it's in goal setup. Is it? Sign. Oh, so okay, so now it sets the thing depending on the character. Over here, we don't really got a variable for either Supersonic or Classic Sonic X. Oh man, my nose is a little bit clogged. I don't know how to. What's the word for that? Oh, so whatever. I'll change this to just Sonic. And okay, we're changing the signpost. Oh boy. It's stopped and Sonic. Okay, so the animation names are just stopped walking and disappearing. Disappearing is probably Amy. They use disappearing for something which you shouldn't use, but still. So it's stopped. No, this is stopped, and this is Sonic. I wonder how hard it is to program palettes in Fusion. Probably impossible. Not really, actually. But you're gonna have to know a little bit about shaders. Oh, by the way, once you transition into Classic Sonic EX, the lives thing is gone. That's because I programmed him to have infinite lives. So essentially, lives are always pretty much 3. So Classic Sonic EX has 3 lives, essentially. But they never deplete. They always stay at 3. So technically it has infinite lives. You can use that to make your character have infinite lives if you apply this to it. Oh, holy shit. I'm gonna go over this boss later on today, I believe. Finished. There we go. Sonic got through. Okay. I got a very slow go screen though, so I don't know how to deal with that, to be honest. Maybe there's a way for me to fix that. So let me check. Score count. Okay. So countdown events. I believe there must be an event where it does the count now, exactly. Alright, so this is the subtract 100. This doesn't feel right. Score never really mattered. So let's set this to 1,000. Let's see what happens. You know, right? Kingdom Hearts games. I just have those here for some reason. They're okay songs, they're not amazing. Yeah, he can't really use shields too, so... And the shields are a little bit off-centered. It's tricky to get them to go to the center exactly. But you can do it. I'm just not gonna do it now. As far as I can tell, this is how it was in Delta as well, so... It's not like it's that big of an issue, to be honest. So I hate fucking shields. Let's get them out of here. Alright, let's see how fast it goes. Super fast. Great. Alright, okay, so it stays there. It's fine. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is that we're going to get this group, Simple Sonic Words 1.3. You're gonna go over here, delete this one, and then paste it. And then it works. It legitimately works. Now we have it working. Now let's go through our old level again, just see where we left off. Oh, I heard about Sonic Gather Battle, right? It's the one that apparently has a virus in it. I don't know much about it, to be honest. And there's a little gimmick. And we're done. Okay, so see that the background's not really looping. We need to extend it a little bit. Let's go do that first. This part, let me extend this part a little bit. And let's change the music. Alright. Let's extend the background a ton. God. Fit in the pattern, you bitch. Oh, thank you. the middle section is fine, right? Fuck did it do? Huh? This ain't right. I might have fucked up something. No? Okay. Okay, so when you click on that mask over there, the good thing about it is that it just stops every other thing. Although I don't recommend using it in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases, I just recommend you do it manually, really. Since those things in the front scroll really fast, you might as well make them really large. Does Spark count as a game or an intense mod of a game? It's a game. Because Worlds is just coding done inside of ClickTeam Fusion. It's not a Worlds mod. It's not a mod. It's made inside of a game engine, which is Fusion. We call Worlds a game engine, but it really isn't. It's just code inside of a game engine called ClickTeam Fusion. Okay, should work. Alright, now we can go back to working on our stage. Right, so here we go. We left off where we made a little gimmick. And let me delete that one enemy we didn't like before. I think it was this one. And maybe this one? I don't really remember. It's been a while. There was one specific enemy that wasn't very well placed. This spike seems like a bad idea. So this guy, place it over here so you have to jump. Okay, so going back in here, send me a little bit behind. Not only right. Okay, so first of all, we introduced the fire gimmick, which is just a fireball, and we're gonna make use of it alongside with the level tiles and the level design and whatnot. And then we're gonna see what comes out of it, really. So let's just do it. One thing that we need, of course, is to introduce the gimmick just like we did before, where the player has to jump up and then he's gonna see something, and then that thing's gonna be firing. So another thing I'm gonna do over here is just place another backdrop on top of it, just so it's more clear that the player has to like stop or get over it. And there's like something in here that is not normal. It's like in there and he has to notice it. You have to make the player notice your gimmicks. It's sometimes hard to do that, but hey, you get used to it. Screen tearing? What screen tearing? You can add VSync if you want to. I don't like VSync at all. My honest opinion. I think I would rather have the screen tearing, because VSync like destroys your frame rate. Okay, I'm fucking sick of this Kingdom Hearts music. And proceeds to put Kingdom Hearts music. This one's good though. Alright, so now okay, we have this here and everything. Gonna need to find better positions for those things. Basically right now we need essentially a platforming challenge with some hazards in there. In this case the main hazard is gonna be this one and the police spot. Again, we're gonna be introducing both at the same time. Right over here in this path, I have a police spot here for some reason, but I probably shouldn't have it. But it's in there just to add something to it, because or else the section would be a little bit too empty. So just keep that in there somewhere a little bit better. And then we'll continue this route, which is the upper route soon enough. Let me just keep going. Alright, so sort of a little ramp in there just because. And the player can either jump or they can, you know, go through the ramp. It's their idea, really. I could put some rings over here too, if they wish to spin dash out of it or something like that. Just like over here so they don't really see it. Okay, now I want a platform. And I put a platform in here so the player might just want to jump on the platform instead of going through the slope. Depending on what they want to do exactly. Man, it's really hard sometimes to convey my thoughts over level design or what I'm doing, because a lot of the times I just do things instinctively. And I don't really exactly think rationally about what I'm doing. I just sort of do it automatically. Not in a bad way, but in a like I've played games, I've done a lot of levels in my in my game making career, if I should say like that. And I sort of already know how players are gonna see a certain section. I just do things, and I don't know exactly why I do them in a way that they do. But putting my thoughts out there has been something that I've been practicing for a while, and it's good to know why you do the things you do, you know. So let's put this thing in here. Another one. Let's just make a little challenge using those platforms. And let's add a flame thing somewhere, just so there's something in there. And I'm gonna be placing two of those. Right, so now there's a little bit of a challenge where the player has to avoid this thing, right? How exactly they approach it, either by spin dash jumping all over those two is, or just by going through those things, is up to them really. Because they can technically just try to dash, do their best to dash through it, or just tank the damage. That's something that they can do. But one thing that I might be able to do to stop that is this, because the player could, you know, just double jump and then get through this whole section, or even go over the ball. So maybe adding a ceiling on top of it is a good idea to stop them from doing that. Right now that this is done, kind of wanted to do a section like this. Let me get some slopes, some regular slopes. By the way, slopes on layer 8 are just slopes you can't interact with. That's why I can grab this slope, which, this slope you can interact with, but there's some slopes like this one, which is in layer 8, as you can see by the 8 over there. And you can't really interact with them, you just go through them, and you're really interacting with this one at the bottom, but you can just grab them while layer 7 is selected, and you paste things on layer 7. Just a little tip for you guys. It just started, by the way, so I don't think anyone is really late, per se. Again, I'm gonna just be trying to finish up the level, and then before we finish, I'm gonna make one little gimmick, which is just gonna be like a fan that rises the player upwards. Really, it's nothing, not an amazing deal, really, but yeah, but it has something to do with actions and whatnot, so it should be teaching you guys a couple of things. I'm just gonna have this section over here just so we can have a little bit of variety in the level design. Players can do whatever they want in here. Other thing they want to do is just have this over here. Players want to like do a spin dash and then go like super high and then get some rings on top of here. That's a fun idea. Not many rings though. Should be enough. Placing rings can be kind of tricky sometimes. But doing the grid thing really helps, because the rings by themselves are actually 16 by 16 objects, so they fit into your grid just fine. Alright. Alright. So let me add this and this. Alright, so how do I handle this? There's a little space in there. I can just do this, it's fine. It was kind of unnecessary. So over here, the player does need a little space to be able to jump through, or else they'll just fall, and they might have a hard time reaching this little space in here. So make sure you give them some space. Right, so now I'm gonna be tackling the upper route again. Might need to do some route shuffling, just a little bit. One thing that I want to do is kind of make the players sort of fall down here, but not really. Okay, so this over here, you can just place it on there 8, so it's above that platform. You can grab this, put it over there, and make the players want to fall if they wish to grab some rings, or they're like low, they've lost rings, they haven't really gone up here, so they're like, oh, I'm like low on rings, so if I go to the lower route, like not low on rings, but like have no rings, and if I go to the lower route, I get some rings. Or I can try doing the double jump thing, where you just go down, do a double jump, and then you get up again. It's kind of a risk versus reward. You sort of will go down one layer in the level if you do that, but you get something out of it at the very least. It's a couple of minor decisions in the level that sort of will somewhat impact your progress to it. But have I played Sonic Gather Battle? No, I have not. At least I don't think I have. Or maybe it didn't work. And if I did, it's either compressed inside of a RAR file or something like that, because I probably compressed all my Sage games because they were taking a lot of space. Either that or I deleted most of it. Let me actually check if I have done that or not. Let me check out my Sage folder. If I have a Sage folder. I do. It's a 6.6 gigabytes RAR file. I'm gonna check inside of it. If it's in a RAR file, I doubt it can actually act. So... Ooh, I don't think I've downloaded it. So... What's the name of the file itself? No, I don't think I have it. Nope. I don't think I have downloaded it. So I guess it's fine. Maybe if I find the... I haven't found anything. Oh, whatever. I heard about all of the controversy surrounding that game. Well, I haven't really. I've seen it, but I don't really know, and I don't think I really care. Seems dumb. Why would you do that? Some people do it, but I don't know if there was any malice behind it. Can anyone really like fill me up on the situation? Because was there any malice around the creator? Did he want something out of that virus? Was he getting back at the community or something like that? What's happened? Like, no one puts a virus in a game like that for no reason. Last time something like that happens was Sonic 2 HD actually, and it was DRM. Wasn't a big deal to be honest, but it was still kind of a bad idea. That version of the game is probably still out there. Stinkterios? Who's that? Is that the author of Gather Battle? So it has a virus in it because he didn't want people stealing his assets. Well, it seems very similar to Sonic 2 HD actually. If that's the case. I do find that to be incredibly dumb though. It's like, yeah, your custom assets made for a Sonic game, amazing. Like, by the way, you have used a lot of people's assets in your game. So I don't think you have like you have no fucking rights to be protective of things in a fun game. Sorry, I just don't believe you have any right to be protective of it because you didn't make any of them. they're not yours. And even with Lang into as far as I know, Lang is actually pretty protective of his assets as well, but he doesn't go as far as that guy, and I hope he never does, because fact is, you don't fucking own Sonic. It's someone else's character. You just drew someone else's property over there. You drew someone else's creativity, and then like you're super protective of it. Fuck off. Stop it. Get some help. I know you did the assets, I know you put all the work in there, but still, man, come on. Like, it's not yours. You don't own that shit. No matter how hard you look at it. You own the effort you put into it, but not the property itself. I don't know. Like, okay, so someone in the chat agreed with me, but like, a lot of people are gonna contest this as well and be like, no, it's my effort and what, it's fine, okay. I get the point about it's your effort, but stop being so protective over characters that really aren't yours. Just make your own characters, make your own series. Like, for example, a lot of people have been asking for sources for my games and whatnot, and I've really never been mad if anyone ever made a fan game out of my game. I've tried to always sort of, and I will continue to do that, sort of play the same card Sega does, essentially just kind of being like, look, you can make a fan game out of my stuff, but I will not acknowledge your existence. I will not like look at your fan game or review it. I'm just gonna be pretending it doesn't exist, as if I don't know about it, because it's the best way of doing this, and you know, still protecting the right over my things, you know, I feel like, anyways. But like, if you want to do a fan game, I'm not gonna look into it. Just don't come to me for criticizing it. By the way, don't ask me, is my Spark fan game any good? I'm not gonna reply. Might even be a little bit hostile. So don't do that. I'm warning you in advance. But it's not like I'm gonna be super protective of it. You know. I hope I made any sense. Oh, String Theorios posted the video and downloaded the sprites. Oh yeah, by the way, people are gonna rip assets from a video game. You can't stop it. People already ripped off sprites in like DeviantArt and whatnot. And I think a guy made a mod to translate Spark into Spanish or something like that. And then he goes and posts a link to download to the game. A legitimate pirate download. Like, completely illegal link that he should not be doing. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Well, nothing. Nothing is gonna come from me protesting it. People will quote-unquote steal your data on the internet. You can't really hold a grasp in data for too long. And the more you do it, the more people just will dislike you. So try not to. You know, like, we as a community benefit a lot from having just Sega allow us to do whatever the fuck we want with Sonic. I have benefited a lot from that, and so has the rest of the community. You know, all of us has. So if you were one of those guys that benefits a lot from a company just allowing you to use their character, do not be an asshole when people try to quote-unquote steal your your stolen copyright infringement. You know, like, come on. But I mean, I'm talking about like fan art, fan games, and fan sprites, and all those things. Like, come on. And while I'm doing this rant, I'm just been doing a couple of mindless level designing. I think I'm gonna put an enemy over here. Because of anything I can rant about. You can't really pirate a free game, but technically you can. Technically. Like, imagine if you got Doki Doki Literature Club not from Steam. Like, some people would do that though, admittedly, because they hate Steam. And I can see why someone would hate Steam, but to be honest, I also don't. I think Steam is an okay platform. It's like the most free an open gaming platform that exists in the world, really, and maybe even the only one of its kind. I kind of like non-curated platforms, to be honest. I do feel like those platforms, and the thing that Steam's doing is that I think they wanna find like potential markets that no other company has. Essentially, that's kind of what they're doing, and they are finding them. Like, there's a lot of visual novels on Steam right now, and people are buying the shit out of them. You know, if it wasn't for stuff like Greenlight, that shit would have not been there. Then again, if it wasn't for Greenlight, there wouldn't have been a lot of shit on Steam. But that's the gamble you play. You know, they play the gamble. And while people like James Turley and whatnot like to complain about it, that's their strategy. And in my opinion, I think it's a good idea. I've benefited from it. I have nothing to complain. And I know several people who have really benefited from it, you know. If it wasn't for Steam, Freedom Planet would have been where it is. If it wasn't for Steam, I would have been where I am right now, you know. I seriously have nothing to complain about when it comes to Steam and Valve. Maybe they take too much of a cut out of my sales, but hey, whatever. They're literally the only ones allowing me to do this, so what right I have to complain? Right? So let's do something a little bit dickish. Let's put a fireball over there. Put a platform over here. Oh, that's a bad idea. Let's see if it works. Let's put this thing over here so the player might have to jump. However, the player might just go straight to it and may get hit. May or may not get hit. We'll see what happens in testing. In any case, you can just remove it and add some other challenge later. Something like that. If it's really necessary. Steam in a nutshell is I wanna make money and explore things that other companies haven't done, because fact is they may not be in the top forever and they wanna stay in there. So they're taking huge risks because they can take those huge risks. And to be honest, they're not really doing that bad at it. They're actually doing pretty well as far as I know. Despite of all the shit with Greenlight, Steam still is doing very well. As far as I can tell anyway. So who's really losing from that? Like, I don't know. Like, Steam wins by doing the shit that they're doing in Greenlight, and people like James Sterling win by complaining about it. Nobody loses. I mean, and then the people who make videos on shitty games win as well. And the shitty games themselves don't actually win much. Because the thing is, a lot of people just don't buy them. They just don't give them publicity. Here's the thing. If a shitty game starts selling, usually that's because there's something to that shitty game which people are interested in. Like Sonic 06. Let me just move this thing. Sonic 06 sells because, well, it's Sonic, and a lot of people want Sonic. And a lot of people like what Sonic 06 had to offer for Sonic. You know, some people are into that realistic Sonic shit. Not me, though, but a lot of people are. And, you know, 06 sold for a reason. It's not an unknown thing. So... Alright, let me place a ring monitor somewhere. I'm not placing shields. Fuck shields. I hate them. So I'm just gonna do this. It's a little monitor with a thing on top of it, so to grab it, you're gonna have to take a little bit of a risk. Right, it might be done with the challenges for those sections quickly. It's just a short challenge section, and then we're gonna be doing a challenge section for the lower route, which, you know, I should begin with like some kind of speed section over here, just so this route isn't huge, because it's going to become huge. And then we're just gonna merge all the routes into an ending, like over here, and then we're gonna go over the boss, and I think this will be it mostly. Be here for half an hour, but yeah. And that gimmick, maybe I'll do it, like, but not for the actual stage. Because I think the stage itself, the length is enough for like an Act 1, which is like about a minute and a half, or 2 minutes. That length is almost enough. A lot of people dislike how long some games are, where some levels take like upwards of 7 minutes. To be honest, I don't really mind that at all. Like, I don't know exactly why some people prefer levels to be like only 2 or 3 minutes long. Like, I don't know, man. I like long levels. I like levels that take a lot and add a lot. You know, if you're gonna make a level that's that big. Wait, hold on. In a stage in Fusion, it's actually just 100 objects. Like, no, that's the demo. The demo's like that. The Fusion demo. Don't use the demo. Demo's bad. This ain't a 100 object. As you can see, this is object marked in layer 7 as object 2540. This is the this is the order in the layer. In fact, if I move it back, it moves back into 1. But you know, this is object 240, 2540. Like, no, no, it's not like that. Can you make a Shadow the Hedgehog boss for this stage? What? I don't know, man. I don't feel like that would be a good idea. You'll mostly be fighting Eggman in most games anyways. And if you want to make a Shadow boss, do it literally just like other Eggman bosses, but you might have to make a new action for it and everything. Man, making a boss like that would be a huge hassle. But if I probably teach you how to make a boss based on, you know, the thing that I have here in Worlds, in Simple Worlds, one thing that you can do is actually make that boss fight an object similar to the police bot. And I might have to show a way of doing that. I'm not really sure because it's actually rather advanced. So maybe much later in the future I should probably do an advanced Fusion tutorial, and that it's not that advanced, but it kind of sucks. And it's just not very fun to do. And you know, you're gonna have to have, because for a shadow boss, you're gonna have to have a boss that actually has like some stuff in it, like for example has to collide with the ground, the ceiling, and the floors and whatnot. And you're gonna, you know, like the Knuckles boss in Sonic 3, you're gonna have to do things like having the thing fall in the ground, like poof, just poof, and fall into the ground, and then get back up, have some invincibility frames, and then attack the player again, something like that. So, if you want to do that, one thing that you can do is essentially make a new object. Now basically clone the police bot object and then copy and paste the police bot group and then replace all the references to the police bot. Here's what you should do, right? You go into level objects, enemies, and police bot, and then you create just a new group. Okay, so come on, I need to copy and paste this outside. Okay, so physics setup, and then here's what you're gonna do. You're going to just change, for example, let me just change this thing. You're just gonna change like everything to, not this though, not the spawner. The spawner needs to remain the same. And I think this is, yeah, okay, so, oh god. And you just do this, essentially, for literally everything, except for a couple of things. Except for this over here, you need to rename the loop like shadow loop, and then like shadow spawn loop. Then after you do that, you have to also rename all the loops that you're gonna be using. Like this is the police spawn, but like shadow. The best thing to do is just copy and paste this thing over the others. And over here in the set physics and collisions, you see that the loop here is named police left sensor. You just rename it to shadow. And then after this, you just copy and paste it. And you have to copy and paste them over here and over here. Don't forget the stop loop thing. And you did this for all the groups as well. And there we go, we got police right sensor and everything. Just rename it to shadow. And then in interactions, well, this is just their basic interactions with the thing. So this is the AI, and the AI is really more something like you should do it a lot more like the what's the name of the thing? The boss fight. And here in the boss we have actions, and it should be like this. It should be done in boss action 1, boss action 0, 1, 2, and essentially we have the physics being applied to all of them, and then you can sort of just in each action you have the way he's gonna interact with the player, and essentially you have like action equal to 0, add 1 to counter, and then you do things during this counter, and then when action is equal to 60, you move on and you reset all the counters. Now you have move left and everything happens, but except actions equal to 1 in every single one of them. This is not an amazing thing. The system was essentially made for enemies, where you can't really activate and deactivate groups, but you can also do this. If there's only one enemy, you can do this by deactivating and activating groups, which is the most efficient way, but you can't really do it when you have multiple objects, unfortunately. But the thing is, you're also going to have to insert the loop over here, whatever object it is, loops on each, and then have to add the loop for those as well, and those needs to be all the objects. This is mostly for objects where there's multiple of them, but it's good, always good to have one of those. So yeah, really, and then move left. And then one thing that I like to do usually is make a boss action, boss action that is just the boss dying, essentially. So basically, in interactions with boss, I think there's a good boss exploding. Yeah. Instead of making boss explode, you make this into just another action. And when HP is equal to 0, you just change the action, and with one action event loops, you just change the action here. In this case, set it to -99, just so it's set to an action that is not used, and then you just change it into an action, and then have like Shadow do his thing, or maybe like run away or something like that. I think there's one dude that's doing like basically in Simple Worlds a game that's just a boss rush. You know, let me see. Oh wow, have I gone over the boss example already? I am. But that's the boss. It's kind of what I wanted to talk about, really. Oh wow, this stream might actually be shorter than the rest. Oh wow, I want to go back to play some Persona 5. Really want to beat that game as soon as possible. It's been really fun so far. So over here, I think we can start by merging the routes, since the action in them is mostly over. Here, I think we can have some leeway and let a play spot. So over here, I want to add this thing, and then over here, I want to add this. I hope this fireball doesn't reach that far, or else that might be an issue. And then I want to add a spring. Make this layer invisible and see if I can find a spring. 2 of them, in fact. Okay. Now I want the player to like try to do this and then just bam. Or just go through over here. And one thing that we can do to show that the spring is in there, just place a whole bunch of rings towards this direction. Couple over here should do. So the player like jumps and then gets the spring, or just goes over here by instinct. Hope this works. That's off topic, but how did you make the fart gaming 3D? It's HEDGE physics. Can't really say how I did it. It's kind of a broad question, dude. Unity and HEDGE physics. So over here, to make some use out of the, and reward the player for just landing on the slope, I'll add this thing. So the player has to go over there, and you know, notice what I'm doing all the time I do this. Essentially, I put this thing over here or something like that. That's because I don't want the player doing this happening. Or they just go straight. That's like a little glitch. There's a ways of fixing that, but I'd rather just have some gap in there. Just so that make sure that never happens. At least for the most part. I could put some rings over here to allow the player to like essentially do like a big ass spin dash jump, but I want them to use the slope, so I'm not gonna do that. No, you cannot use the easing object to make the object follow a curve. It's only a linear path, I think. I don't think you can use them for a curve. I'm not sure exactly why you need curves for, to be honest. I never really got much use out of that. But no, you cannot, as far as I can tell. Unless you have like two objects, and this is a hacky way of doing it, and you move this object using a specific curve. For example, you use a... So let's say you create two... Mighty jumping? What are you talking about? Anyway, so... You have like two objects, essentially, and then you set a third object position to that position. Okay, so basically, you move an object. Let me just and move. Oh, let's go at it again. Move object. Here's a hacky way of doing it. You can do an ease out way of like using quadric or something like that, and then just make an object or whatever, and then you move another object through easing in, right? And then you set an object. Let me do something like, let me put this and this. This is just an example, just to show you. I don't think you can actually do this. Be careful with that. So you move that, and then you grab a third object, and you set the third object position X to whatever object position X. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but you can try. And then this. Essentially, you set the X position to one of the curves, and you set Y to another, and maybe it will work. I'm not really sure. Oh, you want to do a little intro? Well, the best way of doing that really is to just, I think just having an object that has X and Y positions, really. Yeah, or you can, it really depends. You can do this thing that I shown you. Maybe it'll work. Who knows? You move like two separate objects instead. Because, you know, basically, let me actually I'm actually thinking about it. This is interesting. You can essentially just, you know, for X, you might want the object to do this, right? But like, it's okay. So for this curve in X, you might want an easing out. It's like this. So it's like very big over here, and then it goes, and then goes over here like a curve that is like this. Basically, there's an easing out. No, not this. That is like this. And then for Y, you're probably also gonna need a curve that is like this. But maybe in the opposite? Maybe there's a way to do this from the opposite. I think there's a way of doing it like this. Something, I'm not really sure. The music playing right now is the final boss battle in Sonic Forces. Maybe that'll work, I don't know. So let's just continue the level. In fact, I think it's best for us to finish it. Yeah, let's finish it. So after going through this spring, what I'm gonna do, let's have this over here. I think this is enough for a stage. In fact, I kinda want this thing to repeat, but probably another route. Spoilers for Forces! Dude, let me spoil Forces for you real quick. It's bad, in my opinion. This final boss of Forces is literally the Nega Wisp from Sonic Colors. They haven't changed it. It's really a shame, but I don't think the song's cool. The bit in the soundtrack ends too quickly though. Don't play Forces, is a mistake. It's not Generations. It's not Generations or Colors for that matter. I've already streamed it, it's a mistake. Okay, so we need the end of the level to be around here. There's gonna be a little gap over here for us to merge the other path. I'm gonna add a little gap. Somewhere, really. Man, doing those little pieces like this to just fit together is just a really good idea. Always do it. It works. You already got Unleashed for a PC, dude. The Unleashed project. I think Sega pulled Unleashed off the shelves at one point, including Wheel 6. They want to like build a new image or something like that. Really not sure about that, but something of the sort happened. Right, so let's make it like this, so like it kind of looks like Sonic's interior base of some sorts. And you can end this stage over here as well. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move our cursor over here. Oop. Mind a little hiccup. Okay, so now you can see I can't really move my cursor, but over here, oh, I can. Over here, you can just see the coordinates of your cursor in the game world. So over here, we got 200, 12,700. So now we go over here and we change this first one, and I think this is the first thing. We change this thing to 12,700. Bam! Closed off a level. That's it. Now we need to finish this off a little bit. And you only have one route to make, really. This down route over here. So talk Portuguese for 5 seconds. No hablo español. Should be good enough. So now we're gonna continue on now to this path. Considering have like a shit ton of space over here, and the other routes aren't as big. They're like they start over here around. So we need a little bit of a speed section of this thing just so we can catch up to them, level design wise, like space wise, but not really. Just keep adding fluff to it. You could just make this a straight because Sonic passes through this thing like super fast, so it's gonna be at the maximum speed. So what I want to do over here is to add a whole bunch of detail to this one lone speed section. The reason why you do that is because the more detail you have in the way, the more objects are going to be passing through Sonic really fast, and the faster Sonic's going to feel. So we can do that. We can also use those loops over here to make some kind of bridge, or at least sort of loop-looking bridge of sorts. There we go. Can make something that looks kind of interesting. Let's sync up with that thing. Let's place this on layer H just so we can make it look cool. This is on the above layer, so it's not going to really interact with the player. And one problem that we might have is that if you jump through here, you're going to see the upper part of Sonic as this thing's like behind it. Oh no, it's only layer 8 as well. Huh. Oh, we can just actually do this. It's not a bad idea. Since we really don't need to interact with those things. So yeah, just by playing with little level assets like that, you can actually make little set pieces. Like this bridge over here. Alright. Now I just want the bridge to be over, really. Well, mostly. Let me see what I can do about it. Just to make it a little bit more fun. Or interesting, in some ways. You can launch the player. Yeah, let's launch the player upwards. This might not be the most amazing thing in the world, but we can figure this out. Bomb! Shut the fuck up! Yo, what's up, Bomb? Anyways, yo, and I'm gonna go in the stream chat. If you want to join the stream, let's go for it. I'm on the stream chat. No, I'm not gonna touch your goddamn nipple. Stop it. I will consider that sexual harassment from now on. Also, join me on stream, you bitch. Right, so over here, I want the player to land on that specific platform over there. One thing that we can do is do this. It's having a line of rings that they should follow to go down. They're gonna go up over here super fast. They're gonna hit the ceiling. They might want to just go down over here and hopefully hit this thing.
Fucking faggot!
I actually got scared there for a second.
You finally got me here.
Yes.
So,
because this is probably the last one.
yeah, this is gonna be a fucking torture.
Let me answer a question. A question I want to ask is that you probably have answered before, but did you use Flash for animation in Sonic before? Yes, I have. Used Flash for that and exported in SWF. Don't use Flash for that. Just saying that outright. Don't use it. It's not a good idea. It's not going to be compatible with most computers.
How about Animate CC?
No, just do it in code.
Oh, okay.
In my language, sometimes the word CC is referred to feces.
Oh my god.
Not a joke. Alright, so we're gonna have to do a little action section over here. Not action section, but platforming and challenge. So, let's finish this. I hope this works.
Que polemico.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know exactly why he's saying that.
Polemic?
Yeah. I guess.
Okay.
But
Let me see.
why is he saying that? And who cares? Oh my god, come on! I hate when I accidentally drag the menus. By the way, this is how I organize my shit. I really like this way of organizing things. Might not be the best one, but I just do it.
Controversial.
Yeah, pretty much. Get ready for some blitzball. Remember blitzball?
What?
Remember blitzball?
What's that?
It's okay. Okay, so this is one interesting style of loop. A loop using only one active, essentially. Right? Is this what I need? No, we actually don't need any of this. Do we? Oh no, we need two. Okay, never mind about that. So, I'm just gonna put this. I'm gonna place this here. Just those. And then I'm gonna place those. Now we're gonna have a little loop that goes like that. Now we need the sensors. First, interacting with blue. And
what the fuck are you guys streaming?
I'm streaming. You're
some
not even
bullshit.
looking at my stream. God.
I just got on the computer. Fuck you.
Bomb tagging the stream. Alright, so here we interact with the blue layer, and over here with the red. So we don't interact with this one, but with this one. It's Sonic World, yeah.
Oh, it's Sonic World.
Yeah.
Wait, were you in here when you were streaming Sonic World before?
No.
Oh.
And then like, go over here, blue, and then blue again, and then red again, and then red again, and then we get out, and it's still red. So this should work.
Hey, scrub.
Some guy got in the server apparently. Let me give him a roll.
That it is.
I could do that.
Scrub.
Oh man, this guy's playing Photoshop CS3. Dude, I used that thing for the majority of Spark. Not even a joke. CS3 is great.
Which version is good?
By the way, in the stream chat over here, only people with a certain role can actually talk on it, so... I'm on the HEDGE server, and if you join, you're really only going to be able to hear us, and you're going to be server muted automatically, so... If you join any other chats, make sure we don't server mute you. Like, we disable that. I'm not sure why Discord does that. It's super dumb. But whatever. Okay, let's finish this route and start a little bit of an action.
Hey, like, I'm making the reference for Mark.
Oh no.
So you better put him in your fucking game.
I'm not putting Mark in the game.
You better.
Oh.
I'm gonna make you.
Like, just make it a joke character.
No, I'm not gonna make a playable joke character. I already got like plenty of serious playable characters. Like
what do you
powers. Power-ups are technically different characters. They're implemented in the same exact way.
Make him the co-op character.
Oh my god. In a game where Spark isn't even involved in.
Yeah.
You mean you're not gonna make Spark an unlockable character?
No. Spark is not in Spark. I think I said this before.
Why would you do that actually?
You're not putting Spark,
I mean,
and you're not
the
putting
same
Mark.
size as Spark.
Fucking,
it's not like it would be hard to do,
you
right?
fucking con man.
They play differently. They would have to anyways.
I mean, when I say put him in, I don't mean like making an actual character. I mean just making a model.
I'm still not entirely sure how I'm gonna model Spark himself actually. like the way his body works and everything. Like the way that Andy draws him is very different from the way I draw him. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do exactly. So I just don't want to model Spark yet. I'm not confident on how he's gonna turn out and everything.
I just say model him like Andy, because I like how his art looks.
Oh, I don't like the way he does his body. It's like he has like a square body. I'm not really a fan of that square body. But then again, my own body for Spark isn't amazing, so not really sure what I'm gonna do. It's tricky, man. And I want to put Spark in 4K. I want to start in 3D with a different character, just so I don't like fuck up. Because Fark is a new character with a new body. This game, it specifically mentioned that it's a new body.
I guess.
So yeah. Can I join voice chat? No. Who are you? Fahida. Cannot read your name. Sorry.
Fajita.
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 You cut in the middle of saying that.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Fajita.
Good boy.
The only reason you have us here is because level designing is boring.
Yeah, this is the final one as well. I think I've already covered pretty much all I wanted to cover. Check out this massive ass stage. Even though it's not that big. And it takes like a minute to finish.
Yeah, that's really big.
Oh, it's Irish? Okay, I don't know. Let me save again. And I think after I'm done here, I can just upload this engine into like Google Drive and allow you guys to play around with it. It's mostly finished. Might have a couple of bugs, which I could iron out. Just sad. We're gonna say something, Crab?
That's it. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Straight into Google Drive after this is over. Been here for how long? An hour. Good. Got a lot done this time. Alright, so let's do a challenge very similar to a challenge over here. Since sometimes, you know, you can run out of ideas for challenges like I'm doing right now. So you just copy and paste them.
Oh. You fucking con man.
I've always been a con man.
Don't wonder why Christian makes more money than you on Patreon.
I mean, Christian sure does a lot of work.
Yeah. He does more than you.
He has comics. When are the Spark comics coming out?
Oh man.
I'd read it.
But I mean, where are the Sonic games, huh?
Oh, there's already a couple.
Oh, obviously more profitable.
Yeah. Like they're not exactly made by kids, but there's something. Like Larry Bondi Jr. actually wanted to make a game with Chris.
Oh yeah,
he declined.
That one British
Christian RPG.
Yeah.
There's the Christian RPG. There is actually a game.
Christian RPG? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. It's like it has good art from what I remember.
Check it out. I'm using loops to make the ceiling.
You fucking hack.
I am. Hey, I mean, as long as it looks good. It doesn't look amazing to be honest. Ha! But unlike this challenge right over here, the platforms are gonna be over here. Haha.
What if they jump at that loop thing and then run on the ceiling?
Yeah, that's why I put it far away enough so they don't do that.
That'd be pretty cool though.
It is. That's why it's allowed. So this loop should more be a hindrance than anything else, which is what I want. So so the play doesn't go in it. Sees the slope, and the player sees the slope and is like, okay, so probably shouldn't do that. But if he jumps over here, that's bad. So I guess this thing can't really be over here. Man, I cannot wait, and one has already come out. The criticism on my level design from people that saw me actually making some level.
Oh yeah. Did you see that one by Phoenix? I think it was.
I saw it, but it was a whole bunch of words, and I kind of did not really understand what it was getting at. Like, I think he said something about density of input, and I'm like, okay, what do you exactly do you want? You want me level design to have something to do at every point? That's like, you can only do so much, you know, and like, and you got a stage like, for example, Mega Fleet in Spark, where there's like literally enemies everywhere, and you have to make a decision like every 5 seconds. Do I run? Do I fight? Do I fight to take some health, or maybe raise my thing that makes me invincible or whatever? Especially if you're playing as Spark, you know, if I fight to get the super form, or you know, do I parry? Do I just run? Do I dash? Do I jump? You know, there's several things you can do. You know, with Spark it's fairly easy. So the decisions are like not that, how should I put it? It's not that big of a deal because playing a Spark is mostly easy, but when you play in the challenge mode, then that's a different story. Then you have to think about what you're gonna do in the split second. And you know, those are, you know, the major decisions you have to make during the gameplay, and that's one part of it. So where's really the problem? It's there. There is a big density of quote unquote input or something like that. I don't really remember. I only read it a little bit. But it's like, I think Phoenix wanted a level design enthusiast role. Like, okay, Phoenix, you want to make stages? Well, make them. That's how you get good at level design. That's how you know about level design, is by making them and seeing them playing it. People playing your level design. Really, the best way you can show me something wrong with my level design is to, like, just make a level that is better. And then show that to people and make people think it's better.
Just take after sequel, it's open source, and make all the levels better.
Well, he could do that, but I would not recommend it. I would say just make your own game. Isn't that?
Yeah, but he just wants to improve his level design.
If you just want to improve your level design, yeah, then you can just take like simple Sonic Worlds and just make levels. Just make levels.
Just make it easier. Just have all the assets. You're just rearranging them. It's just a Sonic maker.
You can copy it from. You can copy them from, like, just have after the sequel open on the side over here, and then just copy and paste assets just like this via Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. Fusion actually allows you to do that, as far as I know, anyways.
Oh, I think Jaden joined. Does he have the streaming role?
No.
Oh.
No, Jaden, sorry dude, not on the stream. Alright, so we're almost done in here.
Oh, Jaden, it's been a while since I talked to that dude. Oh, why not?
I think he noticed that he did it or something.
Nah,
okay.
not Jaden. Not yet, anyways. Just to get better at his English. I mean, I know I'm not that good at it, but
he was too Mexican.
I say your English isn't bad.
My English is pretty bad. I know it is.
That's it. It isn't. I see.
You don't think it is? I don't know, man. Just he's only been here for like a little while.
Oh.
Just wait a bit.
Yeah.
Can allow everyone in this.
How's my English, crab? Is it good?
Your English is fine, you dirty Russian.
It's not even Russian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Just for the record,
everyone's calling me Russian.
Bomb isn't Russian.
He sounds like an angry Russian.
Like, fuck.
Yo.
Even when I went on another server and I started talking, some guy said to his friend, "Hey, who is that Russian man talking behind you?" And it was like, Jesus Christ.
Fucking Russian.
That's funny, actually.
Blast.
Sucker bleep.
Fuck you.
Sucker.
Diablo.
Really now?
Yeah.
I have a little staircase over here in the level design. Now I'm gonna just place a whole bunch of enemies on this thing.
This
Little challenge
Lord
section.
Day.
Don't forget to place rings as well. I'm not placing a lot of them, but you need to place rings before a challenge section, so you make it a little bit fair. Depends on the level though. Some levels you don't really have to do that, but most of them, yeah.
Did you place any power up?
No, fuck shields.
What about speed shoes?
Could, but characters are already fast enough as is.
Speed shoes or power sneakers?
None of it.
Oh.
There we go. What a fucking amazing corridor this is, isn't it?
Wait. Can you
Alright,
wall jump?
so- no, you can't. So I'm gonna have to hack my way through this by using red springs. Or I could just put them like this lope and make the player run up this place, but I think I'm just gonna use red springs.
Okay. Probably be cool if they like used a ramp and like shot up that shaft. Whatever.
Maybe. Yeah, but I don't have a speed pad object, so in that sense a speed pad would be useful, just in case. There's a little section over here. Now we're gonna go over into ring placement and finishing off the stage. But let me save again.
So you place rings at west.
Yeah, I usually only place rings that are like for like sections that, you know, are sort of necessary. So at the beginning there's always a couple of rings. You always need to put rings at the beginning because the player starts with 0. And I always like to place rings around springs, just overall. I don't know why exactly, but it's done in the classic games as well, so you know, like over here there's a hidden spring, so let's put on some rings. In this case, the spring might just launch them like way further away, and they might not be able to even catch them. So they might want to go back to grab them and then go away. It depends on the player, really. That could be a bad idea, but
I gotta put the springs, this rings on the loop.
yeah, putting rings on loops is a good idea. So like over here, you can put rings over here to make the player want to go over here. If there's usually a path of rings, a lot of players just see that as like a way to go. Is this
Yeah.
big enough? Let me actually place another one of those. Okay, let's go back into the stage. In fact, I'm gonna use the layer mask thing just to hide out the other layers. No. Okay. I usually like to grab like a trio of rings and then use that around places. Okay, so over here we had a challenge, but there's rings in there, so it's fine. Over here we have a challenge, but there's a couple of rings before and after the challenge, so it's fine. Over here we have another challenge, but there's rings. Again, you can put some rings over here in the middle of the platform, so the player might wanna, during this section, they might wanna grab the rings. You know, it's a little bonus. Over here there's several rings for those wondering how many there's. Over here there's already plenty. And you know, before here we start the challenge and there's already a couple of rings. We probably should place some rings over here just so the player knows that they probably need to switch their directions and go over here. They kind of guide the player to the stage. And over here, the player's gonna get out, and then there's already rings over here. Alright, so over those spikes is a good idea to place rings. It's because the player's gonna jump, so there's kind of a little reward. It's like coins in Mario where they're like above a pit or something like that. So over there is fine. I think this was the problematic bot. And over here too, let me place this guy over here. Oh, but it's also a problem because this is like a straight line almost. The spot needs to be somewhere else. Like over here. Hopefully nothing happens. Let me actually place this thing. This is the player has to be in an attacking state or the jumping state. Just to avoid some cheapness. Over here, let me place the rings more to the middle so it falls more to this section. The loops, in this loop, just place some rings cheaply over here. Alright. Now just so the player knows that they have to change direction and go over here. Can place some rings. Also over here, we can also place some rings over here. Hopefully the player notices those rings as he's going up. Like this. They like go over here and then they jump, they grab most of them or a couple of them. Over here, let me add some rings. Almost done. Right, so before we actually go test out the stage, there's a thing I want to do. We're going to place a ring in here. Basically, we haven't added footstep sounds for Sonic's maximum speed. The player's going to probably have plenty of rings before this section, but I might as well place like one over here, just because it's a lone ring. Some rings down here as well, for players that might want to go down here and grab them. I hope it's possible.
So one ring over them all.
I don't even know where that comes from.
What are the rings?
Really? My seriously only really exposure to Lord of the Rings is Lords of Shadow. A Shadow of Mordor. That was a good game. Shame it ended on a cliffhanger. And shame the sequel is the way it is, but I have to play it at some point. I'll play it. I hope it's good.
I finished it ahead in time the other day.
Was it good?
It was great.
Awesome.
It had some technical glitches, but it wasn't so much, honestly. It was mostly the camera spazzing out on smaller areas.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're almost done. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna go over here and let's add some sound effects to Sonic running in his maximum speed. And then we probably should add some music to that stage. I don't know which song should I make the music on that stage, but
Panasonic Blu-ray, $99.
Footsteps. Alright, so we need another one from running in the fastest speed. So it's Feel Out Run, I think. Feel Out Run. Frame, let's go for frame 2 and then frame 1. Let me just grab another running group. Frame 3, which is I believe the final one. It's 0, 1, 2, and 3. The animation works somewhat differently than what the frames that they show in the thing. I already explained this when we did this the first time. So yeah. Right, let's save now and let's copy the roles group. We changed it a little bit, so let's just call it this. Well, since this is quote unquote our final one, we can change it to this and add a mix. Delete it over here and then add it. Let's click play. Let's see if it works. Oh boy, it is. That's a not so green zone.
Shit.
Oh shit, things are slow. Why?
Wait, why?
It's probably because on start a frame it didn't destroy this object. Which is very unfortunate that I have to do this, because I do like controller support. I just use ignore control because that works too. So just saying this object does this. Alright, so let me think of what kind of song we can use for this stage. I think something like Eggman Land should do it. Eggman Land Night.
Yeah.
So here in the music group, let's activate it. And essentially the point here is to do it in a different way, but we can just do that. There's several songs and I think, oh, there's already like a little explanation over here, but essentially depending on the variable, a specific song is playing. So we have like stage clear theme, level theme, invincibility theme, and boss theme. So essentially over here, this is the actual like sample from the game, but I'm not going to, not sample for the game, but actual like file I used in the game itself. But one thing that I'm going to do is that I'm just going to grab the thing directly from the soundtrack, which is not always an amazing idea, but still it can be done. So no, let me grab, what the hell is here? Let me go into my music folder. I'm doing this off screen, by the way. Let's go into, where's Sonic Unleashed? Right, so here we got Eggman Land Night. It's a very long song, so now I want to change the sample volume, and sample volume is independent of channel volume, and usually it's because things like this are just, songs like this are just kind of loud, like originally. Set sample volume, Eggman Land, I set it into like volume to 80 or something like that. Let me check. A little bit loud, so we can change it over here, 60. Because also we have, I think there's a on debug. By the way, once you actually publish your game, just do this. Deactivate debug. That's a better thing you can do. Because, you know, you don't want this shit to be available in there. I'm setting the main volume to 30. Just getting started frame just so we can like not hear like something that's too loud, then you can hear my voice as well. So let me try it. Wait. It actually checks. This is not actually working. I set it to like 10. Oh, it's not working. Huh. I think it's because channel volume is being active. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I guess because channel volume also sets the sample volume. So if I set it to like 1. This is a sample of the volume of the sample itself. Oh yeah, it's independent. So I guess to actually change the volume of this, you have to go in something like Audacity and just change it over there, which I can do. So let me just do that. In fact, it could make it loop over there, but nah. Crimson
People are talking on Portuguese on your chat, man.
God, I'm not even noticing. Yo, TVCP, dude, come on. Stop doing that.
BR? BR?
BR.
Didn't it?
By the way, look at staff chat, like.
Ugh. Is that Mark?
Yes.
He's a good boy. Make him playable.
No.
I like how you still have that image.
Okay, so here I can just do this.
In the top left.
Oh, of course. Like, this joke has gone too far. I might as well keep it going.
I think the real thing to do is just model it yourself and put it in your own game. The original character.
Yes.
Okay, so we're putting this thing in our little Sonic World folder. I'm gonna Just put this over here. Where is it? It's in here. No. Oh my god, I have a hate comments folder. Oh boy.
A hates comments folder. Is it from me where I was like getting those comments from off the internet and showing you because I thought
No,
they were
no,
funny?
no. It's on YouTube. I haven't saved
Oh.
much, but okay. So here's what you can do. Okay, so over here we can go in this thing, data elements, and then here in sounds we can go into Eggman land, replace, and then from a file, and then we just select where that thing was. Let me just get it from over here. It's off screen. I got a Lang folder. There is a couple of memes in there. I don't know why they saved. It's the drawing the bomb drew, and it was like there was a shit ton of Lang memes, and it saved it.
You were like sitting at the desk.
Yeah, I got. Oh man. Oh right. So this is the ones where I was doing the edit of the Lang of the thing. I think Jonah drew of Lang's character, and I drew the thing like boost is communism. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
It was that.
You still have.
Right, so
you
over
still
here,
have the Hank Hill Lang.
I think
Yeah,
I do.
Hank Hill one.
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. So you
Perfect.
just grab this one, and it's replaced. Now it becomes that file. Now I think you can click on play. So let me do this real quick. Alright, now the audio levels are a little bit better. Let me go back to YouTube and OBS. Before we start playing, let me just see if everything is okay. Where are the comments? So let's do it again. There we go. Right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play the whole thing and see if it works. Have I added the footsteps, and is it the same in there? I'm just gonna copy this over again just so it's fine. Let me actually check. Yes, it is fine. Let's save. Now let's play the whole thing from start to finish, and let's see if it works. I've done a couple of edits over here, and for example, if you want to move on to the next frame, there's always an on loop next level, and you just change it over here. There's also on loop reset game, and it goes back to a thing. So first of all, I think here in setup, I want a debug key to change the volume. I can technically just use the mixer, but I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna be using keyboard. If you press M, sample, set main volume to like 30. So now you can click on play, press M. That ain't working. No, that's too super fucking loud. Why? Is there anything related to volume over here? Not really.
There.
So why does that not work? So one thing that we can do as well is go and repeat while pressed. So I'm gonna use the N this time around, repeat while N's pressed, which basically is if I hold it, it's gonna do that every frame. Ooh, it closed. Oh. Oh, this is just the setup. Okay, okay. I forgot. There's like a setup screen that sets up the screen size and several variables. So don't forget that one, or else things will appear like this. They will appear like smaller because you haven't set up. Because thing is, the window control object changes the size of the window, and to do that, I have a setup screen which just checks the actual window size from your computer and then sets the window resolution to something relative to that. I hope it works. So over here in the intro, we can do that. So it's K this time. So let's run it. There we go. Hedgeland. Oh, and by the way, sorry if I keep interrupting it. Hedgeland thing. Here's what it is. It's an animation. I made it in Blender, rendered it, and pixelized it in Photoshop. As you can see, it's using like a couple of colors. Then it has a disappearing sort of animation. Let's do it.
Are we gonna play the game?
Yeah. I fixed the simple Sonic Worlds thing. Now we can select characters. EX is selected by default. We can go and start. We can play this level, and then we can move on to the next one. If you grab the super monitor, nothing happens, but if you get 50 rings. I'm gonna check if this guy works underwater as well, because that's something I haven't actually checked.
Would it have any reason to break?
Not really, but might as well check it. That's what happens when I draw. Oh, there's a little problem in Simple Worlds. If you look at the top of the screen, it's hard to see. The water object doesn't entirely follow you very well. I'm not sure why it's happening. But let's see what happens when I drown. Alright. Oh, there we go. Do I drown? Yes! Yes! Drown! That works. And then I'm returned to checkpoint just like always. Kill the boss. When you actually look at the boss, it actually moves to specific points on the screen. And one thing that you can do is just make those points invisible via code. And he'll still move through them. And then you can just tweak the position of the points itself, or the object. Those objects are just active objects, so it's fine. Oh yeah, for killing the boss, do not make the boss itself, like when comparing to it. Sonic dashed. Why did it dash? I didn't press anything. Well, anyways, don't make it like if health is equal to 0, because in certain cases you can actually hit the boss one more time after they die. So that's not a good idea. Just make it lower or equal to 0. I just lowered them one. There we go. Here we are on our stage. This is our final test. We need to go through each route specifically. Eggman fits surprisingly well. Ah boy, come on, why did that happen? Alright. Oh, look at that. Ooh, gonna grab many of them. Let me go back. Hello, guys.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm watching the game.
I'm working on Mark.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want.
Oh yeah, there's the platform. I didn't actually see it. Man, this is bad. Because it has some other similar colors to the background. I might have to change it to like green color, just like everything else. Here it's much easier to see.
Oh hey. I like how that Sonic moves.
It's classic Sonic EX.
It has a double jump that's like...
Yeah, it doesn't make him invincible. Oh man, that's bad.
Wait, doesn't? Then why does it have like the...
It's just side effect. Oh no!
It's kinda like Sam's screw attack.
Yeah, in a way. But we can actually make him go invisible.
Because how does it work in
Invincible.
3 It like removes your hitbox, right?
I think so. We can do that, but I haven't done it. Maybe I'll do it before I release it. Right, so let's do that before I release it. Let's just go in Death Zone and let's make him invincible for a while. One way of doing it, it's simply by using the invincible counter. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but let's try it, figuring it out. So here in player, go in player control, and invincibility and speed sneakers. There's a whole bunch of shit over here, so I think we need to set invincibility to 1 and set invincibility timer to something. Oh, so when you're super, essentially, it sets those things up to the fucking max. So let's go into it. So in special actions, Sonic EX. It was the double jump. The double jump isn't here. It's in player control actions. I think it's in Sonic actions. No. Did I put it anywhere? Anywhere really? Where did I put it? Didn't I make this like a specific action? Or is it just at a jump group? Sonic EX events. Yeah, it's right over here. So I'm gonna copy and paste this group over here and do a thing. We're gonna set. Guess we can set invincibility to 1 and invincibility timer to something. Let me test this out actually. To like 10 frames exactly. Let me see. Yes, it works in that way. Oh my god. Oh, check it out. Yeah, it gets invincibility as well for like a second. See the stars?
Is that a good thing you should do?
Not really sure. I mean, it's doing what the insta shield does. My chance. Alright, let me disable that. So let's go for it. I hate shields. Yeah, it gives for a little bit. For some reason it stayed there. It's not good to do that. Let me check out the hurt invincibility timer instead of doing it like that. Man, check out those fucking events. Holy shit, those conditions. They're massive. Alright, this is in actions, right? Yeah, this is in actions I need to go into. Where was it? What was it again? Oh, hey, it's in player actions, I believe. Right? Oh man, I forgot. Oh, invincibility speed. In 0.5, it's down there. It's not over here, I don't think. Please, like, can be in next lessons of how to make Sonic Fun Game of Fusion Engine and other engine, and how to make enemies and bosses. Already got plenty of enemy bosses example, but dude, you need to learn how to type, man. I don't know what you said there, to be honest. So. Speed Sneakers timer. Let me check the thing that makes the player invincible for a while. Not invincible, but like flash while invincible. It's in player animations. Let me check. Sonic. It's invincibility time and super form equal to, oh, invincibility is equal to 2. Got it. So here's what you need to do in action. We said that's the type of invincibility essentially. That's what's happening in there. So set this to 2. Let's set it to 20 frames of invincibility. I think that's better. Let's go. Oh yeah, now you see that Sonic kind of like flicks a little bit. That's fine though. So now I actually know when you're invincible. Okay, let this guy go. There we go. Nice. You guys are gonna see soon on the stream, people in the voice chat. So I'm just gonna copy this. I'm not gonna change the name since it's just small change, really, and I can keep track of it. But change the name though. I think it got tagged somewhere.
You're gonna use it
Oh, whatever. Let's go back to general chat. Right, so let's play test everything again. Now with that in mind, because I'm gonna take another route anyway, so. Alright. You can skip this by pressing Z. Alright, let's go. Haven't actually tested this with a controller, so maybe I should do that. Nah, whatever. You can change that kind of stuff if you want to later. Alright, so this fucking do again. Oh yeah, nothing though. Debug is nothing. So yeah, go like invincible for a little while. Kind of like a ninja invisible, so it's because Sonic flickers a little bit. But you can tell where he is because of the effect.
You spin dash near.
I don't think so.
Cause I thought I saw you like do the animation here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go for another route. Okay. Alright, so let's take the full-on lower route, I think. Haven't I taken that already? I think I have. Let's go for the most upper route. Route's over there. Oh, I couldn't grab all those rings. Oh, sound effects seems a little bit annoying. Couldn't even notice the bridge. It went by it so fast. This works, though. At least that's cool. Yeah, I didn't even notice it. Just go by it so fucking fast. Am I gonna drop the engine? Yeah. After this is over, I'm gonna upload it. Oh boy.
So the new update of Dead Rising 4 just came like a week ago. It's fun. Though they broke the game even more somehow.
Alright, so here, let's go for the middle route. We haven't done that one yet, I believe. That's in Mania too. Whatever. He just dashes automatically. I don't know why he does that. It feels like a glitch, but it doesn't break anything. So. I'm gonna try this again.
Like, look at the staff chat.
Later. Hold on. Oh, this is the route.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna attack CP channel.
Okay. Alright. Oh, we almost got the rings. Let me see if I can actually get the rings.
She loves Mark.
There we go, we can. Right, so let's see what we can get from over here. I love it.
What do you love?
Oh shit. The speed that you get from the landing conversion factor in ceilings is insane.
Oh shit, I see it. Getting crazy, man.
Yeah, I like it though, it's funny.
Oh my god.
It just defies the laws of physics.
Completely defying it. Now, let me see if I can pass through one of the fireballs. Oh god. Maybe not.
That's a cool feature.
I can, and I can destroy it too.
But you can destroy it.
Yeah. Because it's programmed to destroy itself on collision with Sonic. Yeah, you might be able to see it. So let's go over here.
Make
Oh yeah,
it
if I
right.
come from the top, the fireball just doesn't fire like immediately, so it doesn't actually work that way. It's fine. But if I come from the bottom, then it does. Then I have to be careful. Like that. Still, you can sort of see the fireball coming, so this is fair enough. This happens. It's funny though. I'm keeping it. I did it! I think this is it, guys. It's finished.
So
So,
that part at the end where you just ran straight down that wall, how does that work?
it was okay. It's fine. Well, let me fix it. I wanted to keep it, but
You ran down that wall and hit the spring. I guess the spring sent you back up anyway.
yeah. This should be fine. This should be fine. Saving it. And let's make a build. Just so we have it. So build, application. That's how you do it. Simple World ZX, and then it just builds. Now I'm gonna go in the folder itself and make all of it into a zip file, a rar file. Rar. I'm just click on open. I can just grab this thing and go in my folders. It's my Sonic World Delta folders. You can grab both of them, which I have Sonic World ZX. Let me. When you build, it asks you to save, but whatever, I can just save it. Let me close this. So okay, now I have not Simple World ZX. Let me play it. You can press K to lower the volume. Simple Sonic World, just called simple in this case. I'll start. And it works just like before. Oh damn, that's still there. I have to fix that. Okay, let's go for it. I can double click the thing. What? Oh no, it's opening up the Steam version. Stop it. Never mind. I have a non-Steam copy as well. So. Okay, so what was it again? So I have to go back to Sonic himself. And here, I think it's a global object. It is a global object, thank God. So we have to go into the ledge animations, ledge 1. This has the paint thing, but does ledge 2 have it? No, that's because I fixed ledge 2, but not ledge 1, so we could just copy and paste it. It's fixed for all of our copies of them, so you could just save it, and then we can build. And we're actually done. Now I'm just gonna be uploading this to Google Drive, and people are gonna be able to use it. I'm gonna do this on stream. I don't give a fuck. Wait, I shouldn't do that. Hold on. No.
You're gonna get demonetized.
No, not because of that. It's because video output is low. Yeah, because of that.
Okay.
Why is it low? Fucking hell! It says it's fine in OBS. So let me close it. Now we can go over here to this and this, the exe and the MFA and the exe, and make it into a WAR file, not worlds delta. It's gonna be named worlds delta. Hold on. Yeah, it's fine. It's because of the name of the folder that it's on. I just saved everything on top of it for some reason. It's an art kit. Oh.
So I'm adding clothes to Mark now.
Okay. Alright. Delta has an art kit. I don't know why. No one uses those tile sets for like anything that big, really. Whatever. So we have we should have a WAR file. Right, so here we can call it simple worlds ex. Now if I double click it, there we go. How big is it? It's big! Why? I don't understand why it's so big. 72 megabytes. What the fuck?
You fucked up somewhere.
Okay, is the Eggman Land song actually that big? Maybe it's like 50 megabytes, the whole fucking song. Let me actually check that, hold on. It is.
Oh, can you make it smaller somehow?
Just the song itself is 65 megabytes. Yeah, it's a WAV format for some reason. Oh my god. So I'm just gonna
Only the highest of qualities.
Hey, don't forget that sometimes this shit might happen, so I'm just gonna go export audio. OGG. Done. It's good enough.
This is worth it.
OGG is the best format for collecting, I think. And best format overall. It's just a better MP3 from what I know. No, don't save anything. There we go. We changed it from a 65 to 5. So now I'm just replacing it with that. There we go, now it's 5. So now we can build again. Man, that's an embarrassment, I'm gonna have to say. Exporting the thing and having it being 65. And save. Now close it. And now it's 15 megabytes.
How the fuck?
That's the power of not fucking up. This. Alright, so it's this file is this simple worlds dx. So if you click on it, there we go. I think I should update the retro thread as well with them. Right. So, alright guys. This is it. I'm gonna be uploading the thing. I'm gonna be posting it on the retro thread, and that's really it. I think I'm going to be in the VoIP for a while, the VoIP on Hedge line. So there we go.
Yeah.
See you guys some other time.